My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynavite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Started.
Millions are under a new COVID lockdown as China keeps to its strict national policy.
Regional authorities say China has placed millions of its citizens under renewed lockdowns following fresh outbreaks of COVID-19 as the government persists in a hardline policy. The measures have affected about half of the 6 million residents of the port city of Dalian and elsewhere in Hebei province. Dalian's lockdown is due to last 5 days, although authorities have in the past extended restrictions. Such measures are mandated under China's zero COVID policy, which contrasts starkly with moves by many other nations to coexist with the virus. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Inflation in the European countries using the euro hit another record this month, 9.1%, fueled by soaring energy prices, mainly driven by the war in Ukraine. News and analysis, townhall.com. NASA now aiming for a weekend launch of its new lunar rocket.
After a scrubbed first attempt earlier this week, NASA will try again Saturday to launch its new moon rocket on a test flight. Engine trouble halted Monday's countdown, and NASA managers said Tuesday they're changing fueling procedures to deal with the issue. A bad sensor could also have been the source of the problem. Years behind schedule, the $4.1 billion test flight of NASA's Artemis moon exploration program aims to send the capsule around the moon and back with 3 test dummies on board. If successful, NASA could send astronauts around the moon as soon as 2024 and attempt a lunar landing in 2025. I'm Mike Rossio.
Ford recalling more than 277,000 pickups and cars in the U.S. Rear view camera lens can get cloudy, reducing visibility for the driver. Once again on Wall Street, Dow futures up 13 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Lots of sunshine outside today with highs around 82. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies again tonight, lows around 60. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 86. Mid-80s Friday, upper 80s Saturday. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 55.
In 2022, First National Bank and Trust Company of Clinton is celebrating its 150th anniversary. Follow them on Facebook or visit their website at firstnbtc.com for exciting announcements. As they celebrate all year long, First National Bank and Trust Company's goal is to ignite prosperity by helping its clients do more with their money. Thank you for being part of their story for 150 years. First National Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
If you're looking for local hunting and fishing information, then join us for Central Illinois Outdoors with me, Jared White, Sundays at 8 a.m. here on WHOW. Every weekend, we'll offer detailed local fishing reports from professional guides. We'll swap stories with local celebrity sportsmen, and I'll invite you to share your stories as well. Central Illinois Outdoors with Jared White every Sunday morning at 8 on all WHOW platforms and on demand at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. Brought to you by Bob Ridings in Pana and the Clinton, Illinois Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the Big 1520 Daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com on the WHOW mobile app and Amazon Alexa. Plus, tune in for a Best of Clinton Sports broadcast every Saturday morning at 10. All brought to you by Baum Chevy Buick, Clinton Athletic Boosters, Clinton Community YMCA, and Mid-State Eye.
Hi, this is Len Casper, new voice of the Chicago White Sox, reminding you this is where the Sox play. WHOW AM and FM.
Brought to you by Enel Green Power's Alta Farms Wind Project, Baum Chevy Buick, Clinton Athletic Boosters, Clinton Community YMCA, Covenant Animal Clinic, Liberty Village, Mid-State Eye, Nan Krang with Remax Choice, your 217 home team, Warner Hospital and Health Services, and ServPro of Piatt, DeWitt counties.
7 minutes after 7 o'clock is news time on the WHOW Morning Show. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded newscast brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and the WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. A downtown Heyworth thrift store and the Neighborhood Care Center in Clinton are partnering together as the nonprofit continues to establish itself in the southern McLean County community. Cody Monkman is the executive director of the Neighborhood Care Center, and Amy Law with Warn Again 2 say the partnership between the two ministries just works well.
So Warn Again 2 this month, in September, we'll celebrate our 11th year in Heyworth. And we are a thrift store in Heyworth that does much more. We have many other facets of the ministry, but our goal is to meet people with their physical and spiritual needs and connecting them with Jesus. And so we're not a church. We never want to be a church, but we provide people with free, reduced housing. We host a lot of events there. We have Alcoholics Anonymous that meets there. We have Bible studies that use our facilities. We have a senior citizen group that meets there on Tuesday. So just a lot of different outreach programs. And so neighborhood care was just a great fit for us and to be a part of the community.
I mean, we've talked several times here about the expanded vision of Neighborhood Care Center and why that even was a thought. Early on, we were looking at multiple different regions outside of even McLean County. There was just a lot of local interest in particularly the Heyworth area. And in regards to just how Neighborhood Care Center does our mission, it's very much about, like, if there's not local buy-in, it's not going to work. In regards to McLean County, there was a lot of different good reasons why Heyworth would be a great place for kind of the home base for the Care Center network.
According to Monkman, one of the things that are helpful about Warn Again 2 is the fact they've been in Heyworth for 11 years with established relationships and can make connections to the Neighborhood Care Center across all sorts of individuals in the community.
Honestly, I think when it comes down to it, for as far as like what I see, as I've just experienced as well as just studied and really reflected on small town culture, all three of us in this room live in small towns. So sometimes small towns can be territorial, and it's even for like the new person. I just actually did a funeral for someone that's not from the small town that she lived in. She was from Milwaukee. It's really hard to get to know people when you are not on the inside. There's these invisible walls that sometimes we build up. And Warn Again 2 did not have that. Warn Again 2 didn't have that. Warn Again 2 organizationally, but also the staff had big picture in mind, and they really do. I mean, it's been a great partnership. It really has. And Warn Again 2 has been there for 11 years. They've got established relationships. So when you're the new guy on the block, or even a lot of our mission partners, they live in the McLean County area, but maybe they're newer residents. They're not like longtime residents, and they don't know a lot of people. It's huge when you step into a new community to be able to have a relationship that kind of endorses you, I suppose.
Warn Again 2 recently renovated its space in its store, and the Neighborhood Care Center is going to occupy that space for about 6 months to get its neighborhood market program off the ground. Law says it will give them a chance to decide how to best utilize the space.
It for sure will be used to upgrade the experience of Neighborhood Market. Out of all of our service platforms, Neighborhood Market being the no-fee groceries, having a brick and mortar is kind of necessary to really pull that off well. So that for sure will be helpful. But then on the front side of things of the building, that'll be a space for versatility in regards to being able to do economic support services, which is another service platform. Hopefully at some point feature feed distribution service in some way. having a resource wall that we can refer to help get people, as we're trying to build a support network, we can refer them to internal care center things, but also external things like some of the Warn Again 2 stuff, and being more intentional about that. I mean, right now our resources, what we have is in a briefcase right now that's mobile. It's kind of lame. So hopefully we can expand that, and then a space that we can use for neighborhood lab, which is something I think we talked about maybe last time.
Monkman notes the renting of the space at Warn Again 2 is a temporary solution as they seek a permanent location in Heyworth. A DeWitt County nonprofit is frustrated by recent theft and vandalism incidents at its rural Clinton location. Encore Developmental Services Executive Director Stephanie Kuntz is frustrated with a recent rash of theft at their store outside the community on the east side. She says on top of some petty thefts recently, they've also encountered occurrences of vandalism.
Just very frustrating because, what we do, every little thing, every donation you bring in, to the store, everything stays right here to support people with disabilities and those of us that, and the business that runs it and our employees that support them. And we've had a rash of last winter. We had catalytic converters stolen, just finally got one back. And then we've also had break-ins into the back of the warehouse, people coming in. We've had the landscaping equipment stolen multiple times now. We think we just discovered one this morning, another thing that's missing from our landscaping. So that, when we're out there cleaning up a square, the blowers, people stole those and we had to go buy more, and the weed eaters. Actually, even somebody tore out 2 or 3 weeks ago, the plants out of the pots on the square from one corner. Yeah, those are ours. That's what we have to go and try and fix those. And somebody has destroyed the work that, people have put hard, effort into. It's just, when you see a metal pulled back from your garage doors pushed in, very frustrating.
For Kuntz, Encore has taken up some security measures. She hopes anyone that knows anything might tell the authorities. They themselves have filed complaints and police reports regarding the incidents.
If you know of anything, you hear of anything, let the police know. We have made, police reports. They're aware. We just ask you to be kind. We are trying. Yeah, we've had kind of some changes going in with our IT. So yes, we have talked about cameras. That's been a thing. And actually, we came up with an idea yesterday. So we're just going as simple as trail cams. So they will be out there. So maybe we will get pictures of these people and we can take that to the police.
Kuntz says because of things like the increase in the minimum wage, inflation, and other current factors, they're not able to take the measures they'd like, but are simply hoping for respect of some of the most vulnerable in our community and their workspace. Today is National Overdose Awareness Day, and a Central Illinois healthcare provider is zeroing in on training for communities on Narcan. Brian Hinman is the Associate Director of the Court Treatment Programs at Chestnut Health Systems and explains they can offer not only Narcan training, but access to Narcan completely free.
Sure. So I'm glad you mentioned that, actually. So a lot of times people think, oh, well, we don't have the funds to afford a training or to order that. Through various grants and also programs such as those sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services and other entities, we can provide free Narcan, free naloxone for folks. The trainings Chestnut is offering are also free. And so we've been able to set up links with people in the community or businesses or providers to where not only they're getting free training, but they're getting free access to naloxone and free support and guidance in setting up those protocols and things of that nature. It's completely free. And so that's a big selling point for me, right? Is that there's no obligation for, say, like I did training for a local business, there's no obligation, there's no cost. It's a free training. And if they need more naloxone, they can just reach out to me or Chestnut, and they can be provided with that.
Hinman compares Narcan training to CPR training and believes everyone should be trained on how to properly administer Narcan.
Well, quite honestly, I think everyone should be trained because kind of similar to CPR, right, where people, well, there's definitely a higher risk for some individual, like say someone is working in healthcare or dealing with people who are in active addiction, for sure. But the sad reality is that this epidemic of regular overdose deaths, even in McLean County, last figure I saw was an increase of at least, I want to say 30% of overdoses. And so that's one of those things where I know in other cities, they are training baristas in coffee shops, for example, on how to administer Narcan, or librarians on how to administer Narcan, because people are overdosing in bathrooms, or gas station attendants. So definitely anyone interfacing with the public, but I think the more people that can be trained, the better.
According to Hinman, his role oversees the coordination of treatment programs for those in the court system that need support services. He points out the program saves taxpayers money and improves public safety.
With the court treatment programs at Chestnut, that largely covers diversionary programs like our McLean County Drug Court program and our McLean County Recovery Court program, which is our mental health court. So on my side of the table, that's where I'm helping coordinate the treatment components of those programs. And those serve our very high-risk individuals for reoffending and our folks that need the most high level of treatment need. And so the idea is to break the cycle of incarceration, kind of link them up with support services to not only save the community money from repeatedly incarcerating individuals, but also to improve public safety and to get these people help that they need to live more fulfilling lives in the community.
Hinman points any organization or business that would like more information on Narcan training to contact Chestnut at 309-827-6026 and ask for him. He notes there are similar programs throughout the state through the Illinois Helpline as well. And as we get into September is Recovery Month. 19 minutes after the hour here on this Wednesday morning. We've got plenty more to get to coming up on the WHOW Morning Show, including a look back at yesterday's edition of the Farm Progress Show. The Farm Progress Show rolls on in Boone, Iowa this week. That and more coming your way on the WHOW Morning Show.
We often use the term full service, but what does that really mean? This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. Full service means we provide solutions for your transportation problems. We have 24 hours towing, collision repairs, engine maintenance, tire replacement and alignments, including wheel balancing. We're your problem-solving team. We pledge to listen to your car concerns and discuss your best options. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
20 minutes after the hour here on this Wednesday morning. Again, I'm Seth Lawrence with you folks today for this expanded local newscast brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and news streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. The Farm Progress Show also features the latest advancements in farm building materials. RFD Radio Network's Jim Taylor has more from one of the many vendors in Boone, Iowa this week.
Figured out.
Morton Buildings has a presence at the show this week, and RFD Radio's Delosh Onke caught up with the company's marketing director, Lisa Bachlich.
Yes, well, we're excited to be at Farm Progress Show this year, and this year, we're displaying our new innovative concrete splashboard, Duraplank, and it's now being expanded nationally, and it helps make farm buildings even more strong and last longer.
Concrete splashboard. What's a splashboard? What does that mean?
Yes, so the splashboard is the next evolution to our Morton Foundation system. So our Morton Foundation system is concrete columns that go in the ground. So that eliminates all the wood in the ground contact. The splashboard actually attaches to the top of the concrete columns, and it goes around the perimeter of the building. And the bottom of the splashboard is made of a concrete composite that now eliminates all structural wood from touching the ground. So all wood to ground contact is now eliminated with this next evolution to our Morton Foundation system.
Wow. Isn't that funny? Things like Morton Buildings that can be so traditional, but at the same time still have improvements, still finding ways to make them better. And like you said, stronger and longer lasting. So innovation in building construction is also there.
Yes, definitely. This is what we have now with the wood splashboard is definitely a strong and solid option for our customers. This optional upgrade for the concrete splashboard just provides an added layer of protection for the building along with aesthetics. And as we think about it with farm buildings in particular, a lot of those buildings may not have concrete floors. So they may have gravel or bare dirt, which means they're exposed to more moisture around the base of that building. So eliminating that wood to ground contact with DuraPlank, this will really help excel in that environment.
Wow. And probably doesn't have much impact on construction time or anything like that. I imagine it's something that's a pretty turnkey deal too.
Yes, no, actually it's a really efficient process for our crews to install with our new buildings. And it does, the main thing it does require is that it has our Morton Foundation system, that it attaches to those concrete columns and is used around the perimeter of the building.
Farm Progress Show runs through Thursday in Boone, Iowa, and returns to Decatur in 2023. Covering the Farm Progress Show for the RFD Radio Network, I'm Jim Taylor.
Continued here coverage of the Farm Progress Show today and tomorrow right here on WHOW. U.S. Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, Illinois State Director Betsy Dirksen-Londrigan is announcing that the agency is awarding $2.7 million in grants to improve healthcare facilities in rural Illinois. The funding is from the Emergency Rural Health Care Grants Program.
Figured out that that's going to assist 88,000 residents in small towns across Illinois. And the Emergency Rural Healthcare Grant Program, it's to promote a healthy community and environment to make sure that our individuals and families have access to the quality health care that they need. And we made an investment of, I think it was around $1 million in grant funding to streamline the electronic health care record system for the Pinckneyville Community Hospital District. And so that's going to provide enhanced tracking and reporting capabilities of patient visits. And that helps everybody. And so the work that is being done as a result of these emergency rural healthcare grants is outstanding. And we are really reaching every corner of Illinois with them. Right now, when they look on our website, they will see that there's different funding streams, kind of depending on what they're applying for. And so they have to kind of dig in a little bit to figure out which track 1 or track 2 that they're going to apply for. And we are still accepting those applications. So, but we know that funding window is going to come to a close here. So we're encouraging people to do that as soon as they possibly can.
Grant funding is also going to Marshall Browning Hospital Association, Memorial Hospital Association in Hancock County, and the Hamilton County Ambulance Service. Scammers officials with Ameren want you to be on your toes if someone calls you claiming to be with the utility, saying that you owe them money. The company is warning of those attempting to scam customers with a disconnect threat if they do not make a payment. Ameren Illinois spokesman Brian Bresch explains what the scammers are doing.
We have seen a spike over the last 4 business days with folks assuming the title of an Ameren, Illinois customer service rep and calling customers throughout the Metro East area and telling them that their bill is in arrears and that they need to go out and get a prepaid money card or download a cash app and make an immediate payment, or their power or natural gas service will be disconnected.
Says Ameren will never request immediate payment through a cash app or money card. Common red flags of utility scams include unsolicited requests for personal information, requests to pay with prepaid credit cards, calls originating from a non-Ameren phone number, and offers that seem too good to be true. Contact Ameren at 800-755-5000 with any questions, or if you feel you've been the victim of an attempted or successful scam. What is the outlook regarding production of some of our favorite fall-time fruits? Rod Bain has
The
more.
production forecasts are out for many of our favorite fall-time fruits, and just how much consumers will have this season. Lance Honig of USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service starts with apples, noting for U.S. production.
Overall, we're looking at a larger apple crop this season compared to last year. About 10.1 billion pounds expected to be produced this year. That's 2.7% more than last season.
Despite a decrease in Washington state's apple production.
Washington accounts for the majority of the production, about 63%. They're actually looking at their lowest production since 2015.
Making up the difference is other apple producing states, like Michigan.
Michigan having a big rebound from last year, a huge increase there after some problems last year.
And New York, with near record yields reported. Meanwhile, for domestic production of apple's palm cousin, pears,
expecting production to be down about 1.6% below what was produced last season. In fact, if realized, that would represent the second lowest U.S. production since 2007.
That despite decent yields in the 3 West Coast pear production states of Washington State, Oregon, and California. The Golden State is also the nation's largest peach producing state. And for that state's 2022 crop,
California specifically, they're expecting the lowest production since 1929. We talked some about the water situation that's going on in California, but really the bigger story for the California peaches this year would probably be the freeze events that they had back in February and then again in April, really having a big impact on the crop there.
Similar springtime weather also led to lower peach production in South Carolina and Georgia, ranked second and third in annual production of this fruit. California is also the top producing state when it comes to grapes. Yet this year,
they're only down about 1.1%, so not a major drop there, but certainly the drought conditions in California having a big impact on the crop there.
While
29 minutes after the hour here on this Wednesday. Coverage of news brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and news streams to Facebook and YouTube brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network news on the way on the WHOW Morning Show.